You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am Chase Sr. Appreciate all of you for joining us here on Newsbreak. And we're inching closer and closer to the 2021 NFL Draft. And what are the New York Giants going to do in the first round? Well, according to Todd McShay's latest mock draft, they could be in play to draft Alabama wide receiver DeVonta Smith at number 11. Now, throughout this entire offseason, New York has been rumored to be interested in wide receivers, even though they did bring in Kenny Golladay this offseason. It would be more of a splash draft choice, not necessarily a need for that team, but I'll tell you what, if they add DeVonta Smith to this offensive mix, you could be looking at a really explosive New York Giants offense that has absolutely no excuse to fail in 2021. Check out these weapons that they could have if DeVonta Smith is drafted by this team. Kenny Golladay, who they added in free agency, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, John Ross, the speedster from the Cincinnati Bengals, former top-of-the-end first-round pick, DeVonta Smith, and we continue on with Saquon Barkley, Evan Ingram, and Kyle Rudolph, who was brought in through free agency from the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, that is a New York Giants offense that could be one of the best in franchise history, given the talent pool there for Daniel Jones. And if they don't succeed, that's because Daniel Jones failed or Jason Garrett failed. I'm not even blaming it on that offensive line, which has some questions. Let's go back to DeVonta Smith. Last year, Heisman winner, Biletnikoff Award winner, had one of the best seasons of any wide receiver that we've seen in the history of college football. 117 receptions, almost 2,000 yards. He was a big play threat anytime he was on the field. Average yards per catch at almost 16 and 23 touchdown receptions. I mean, there wasn't a cornerback in the nation that could defend him. And in terms of his scouting profile, I put this together because I watched DeVonta Smith last year, and I'm like, is there any way that this dude is going to fail at the next level? If he does, it's because of his size. He's speedy and dynamic. You can line him up anywhere on the field. And even though he's 6 foot and about 170 pounds, which is the big mystery for DeVonta Smith, I think he plays much bigger than his size. He has really strong hands, and he can also rise up and catch the football and just kind of like leap over defensive backs. And I love that physicality element to his game. The only concern with DeVonta Smith, it is the aforementioned size. He's 6 foot, around 170 pounds. Reminds me a little bit in that regard of Deshaun Jackson, but I think DeVonta Smith is a more well-rounded wide receiver than D-Jack. So Giants fans, if DeVonta Smith is on the board for the G-Men at number 11, do you want the Giants to draft him? Type D for draft or type O for another player.